The second aspect that we are going to take up is continuous. Present continuous. We also call it present progressive. How do you form a progressive aspect? We have already seen VING form, what we call present participle. Normally, we mistake ing form for continuous aspect. That is a mistake. Ing form is not progressive. It is present participle. It is a lexical item, but it can be independent. When we add ing, we have to use auxiliary verbs before VING. You have clutch on one side. You need clutch on the other side too. The clutch that we are going to give here is be form. Remember, when you're adding ing, it must have be form as the helping verb. You can't use ing without be form. Once you use the be form, then you have a progressive aspect. Mere ing form alone does not make a continuous aspect. So, what are the be forms that you can use in the present progressive tense? It can be am, is, are. So, present continuous tense is equal to am, is, are plus present participle. Again, present continuous tense will have am or is or are as helping verbs. You can ask being, been, to be or also be forms, but they are not used in present continuous. I am coming. We are going, or Tom and Jim are going. You are smiling. He is dancing, or Tom is dancing. She is singing, or Sarah is singing. It is sleeping, or the cat is sleeping. They are eating, or Jim and Kim are eating. So you find that I goes with am. He or she or it go with is. You, whether it is singular or plural, will go with are. The same with we or they. So, you or we or they will go with are. As the name indicates, a progressive aspect tells you about an action that is progressing, that is going on. I am talking. You are listening. The light is burning. The fan is running. She is coming. So, when you are talking about an action in progress, you have to use ing form. I go to school by bus every day, but today I am going to school by car. The first one refers to a regular habitual action and it is in simple present tense. Normally or repeatedly, you are going to school only by bus, but today you are not going by bus, you are going by car. The second sentence is in continuous aspect. That is the difference between simple aspect and continuous. I always speak in Tamil, but today I am speaking in English. The first one refers to a habitual action, but the second one refers to continuous action. What is the difference between I come from Bangalore? I am coming from Bangalore. The first one is in the simple aspect. The second one is in the continuous aspect. So, when I say I come from Bangalore, I can say that my native place is Bangalore and I have come from Bangalore. When I say I am coming from Bangalore, you are driving or you are in the process of traveling and the action is progressing. So, when the action is progressing, you have to use continuous form. How do you form the continuous? By adding ing to the verb, making it into present participle, and then you have to give a corresponding be form of the verb am, is, are. But remember that there are certain verbs which cannot be used in continuous form. It is incorrect to say, I am knowing you. It must be, I know you. It is incorrect to say, I am remembering you. It must be, I remember you. It is incorrect to say, I am understanding. It must be, I understand. Some of the verbs like know, remember, understand, etc. will not take ing form. Probably, you may be referring to a continuous action, but still these verbs don't have ing form. Some more examples where the verbs do not take ing form. It is incorrect to say, I'm smelling gas. It must be, I smell gas. It is incorrect to say, I am forgiving. The correct form is, I forgive. It is incorrect to say, it is belonging to me. The correct form is, it belongs to me. So, these are certain verbs where you don't use the ing form. Other verbs which don't take ing form are like. It is incorrect to say, I am liking you. The correct form is, I like you. It is incorrect to say, I am wanting this. The correct form is, I want this. It is incorrect to say, I am remembering. It must be, I remember. I'm feeling cold. Wrong sentence. I feel cold. Correct usage. Of course, you can say that. The doctor is feeling the pulse, where it is acceptable. But we don't say, I'm feeling bad. We have to say, I feel bad. Similarly, you have to say, I have a pen. It is incorrect to say, I'm having a pen. But you can say that she is having a nice time, where it is acceptable. So here, you have to look at the appropriation of usage. In certain instances, they are acceptable. In certain instances, they are not acceptable. You have to remember that your language proficiency is indicated by you using a right tense, the right aspects, in the right appropriate condition. Then only your level of understanding language can be understood. So now, I will give some more examples to show the difference between the simple aspect and continuous. You can say that it normally rains during the winter season. It is in simple present tense. It refers to a general action. It is raining now. It is in present continuous tense. The action is progressive. Another example. The sun rises in the east. It is now setting in the west. So, first one refers to regular action, which is in simple present tense. The other action, that is in progress or in present continuous tense. My mother usually cooks, but today my father is cooking. So, habitually your mother cooks at home, but today your mother is not well or sick, and your father is doing that. So, when you refer to an action that is in progress, you have to use a continuous aspect. There is a tendency among us to use present continuous while referring to habitual actions. We have already seen that while referring to habitual action, we have to use only simple present. We often hear people say, "He is singing in concerts. He is working very hard. I'm always listening to the Western classical." In the above sentences, you would have noticed that all the lexical verbs are in VING form, that is continuous form, but they refer to a habitual action. But a habitual or repeated action should be in simple present tense. So, the correct way of saying is that he sings in concerts regularly. He works very hard. I always listen to Western classical. But also, we hear complaints like, "My child is always eating chocolates. My son is always playing computer games. My son is always watching TV." The sentences are in present continuous tense, but it refers to a habitual action. When we refer to a habitual action repeated very often and we are not happy about, we can use continuous aspect or present continuous tense. But you can refer to these actions in simple present also. It is acceptable in both the forms. You can say, "My child always eats chocolates. My son always plays computer games. My son always watches TV." These actions may be habitual actions. Technically, you have to use only simple present. But in complaints of this nature, continuous aspect is also permitted. Some more examples to understand this usage. This student is always creating problem in the class. He is always speaking in the class. It is an acceptable form of expression. Again, you can refer to these actions in simple present also. It is acceptable in both the forms. You can say, "This student always creates problem in the class. He always speaks in the class." Another common mistake that we always hear is using verbs in continuous which we should not use. We often hear people saying, "I am wanting this." Wanting should not be used. You should say only, I want this. Some verbs do not exist in VING form or present participle form. What is the difference between these two sentences? I am extravagant. It is in simple present form. I am being extravagant. It is in present continuous. Note here, we are using helping verb being as the main verb and am is the helping verb. The first one is in the simple aspect. It refers to my habit. I spend a lot. The second one, I am being extravagant, is in the continuous tense. It means that I am spending freely at this point of time. I am in a mall or in a shopping place and I am spending a lot. The first one is simple present and the second one is present continuous. Now we go to the next aspect in the present tense. We are going to take up perfect. Present perfect tense. How do you form a present perfect? In the present perfect, we have to use the past participle as the main verb, what we named it as VEN. Gone, seen, return, thought, chosen. The past participle form has to be used as the main verb. As in the case of VING, this is not an independent verb. It has to be helped with the helping verb. We have studied for VING, the helping verb is going to be be form. For VEN or past participle, the helping verb has to be have form of auxiliary. What are the present tenses of have form? Has, have. Has, if the subject is in singular. Have, if the subject is in plural. He has seen the book. Or Tom has seen the book. I have read the book. So, a present perfect tense will have form as one helping verb and past participle as main or lexical verb. The helping verb will be have or has. Present perfect tense is equal to have or has plus past participle VEN. Where do we use the present perfect? Present perfect is used to refer to an action that is perfected, that is completed. It may be sometime in the past. While present continuous refers to an action that is in progress. Present perfect refers to an action that is completed. Look at this dialogue between a mother and her daughter. What are you doing now? I'm doing my homework. Why are you doing your homework now? Mom, I usually do my homework in the evenings. Half an hour later, the mother asked, Are you still doing your homework? No, Mom, I have completed my homework. So, we have seen three constructions here. What are you doing now? It is in present continuous form. I am doing my homework. Again, it is in present continuous. Why are you doing your homework now? This is also present continuous. Mom, I usually do my homework in the evenings. It is in simple present. Are you still doing your homework? It is in present continuous. No, Mom, I have completed the homework. It is in present perfect. So, we have seen three constructions here. The daughter does her homework in the evenings. Presently, she is doing her homework. Then, she has completed her homework. So, simple present refers to an action habitual. Present continuous refers to an action in progress. And present perfective refers to an action completed at some point of time in the past. We use present perfect to refer to an action just completed. I have just come from the bank. Come is the VEN form or past participle of verb come. He has just finished his assignment. Finished is the VEN form of finish. He has just gone out. Gone is the VEN form of go. I have just posted the letter. Posted is the VEN form of post. So, when you refer to an action just completed, you can use present perfect. Similarly, an action in the past that has relevance even now, for that also we can use present perfect. I have hurt my fingers. It means that still it hurts. Still you are feeling the pain, and past participle of the main verb hurt is hurt. He has lost the keys. He has not found it. Past participle of the main verb lose is lost. I have never been to Kerala. I will be at some point of time. So far, I have not visited Kerala. Past participle of the helping verb be is been. Even though be is a helping verb, here it functions as a main verb. She has gone now. It means that she may come back or she may not come back. So here we refer to an action just completed. We can also use present perfect to refer to a past action that took place at some time in the past, but the focus is not on the action but on its effect in the present. The past action has to be relevant today. While you're using present perfect, you should not mention the time. Have you read this novel? Present perfect tense because you have the helping verb have and the past participle of read is read. Yes, I have read this novel. Present perfect again. Have you seen this movie? It is in present perfect. Yes, I have seen this movie. It is in present perfect. You should not say, I have seen this movie yesterday. It is a wrong usage. If you say it is yesterday, it goes to the simple past. You can't use present perfect. Similarly, an action that began in the past, continuing until the present, for which also you can use present perfect. I have worked here for 8 years. It is in present perfect. You may be working here now or you may not be. I have lived in this house for 10 years. Here we talk about an action that started in the past, that may continue or not to the present. What is the difference between these two constructions? I have been to USA. It is present perfect tense. I have gone to USA. It is in present perfect tense. In the first one, when I say I have been to USA means that I went to USA at some point of time in the past. It doesn't mean that I am in USA now. When I say I have gone to USA, then it means that now I am in the USA. So, have been refers to your going to a place at some point of time. When you say I have gone there, it means that physically you are now in that place. Have you come across this expression? I've had my lunch. It is present perfect tense. Here the helping verb had functioning as the main verb. Had is past participle of have. How will you account for this have had? Here you are using had as the main verb. The past perfect of have is had. Had has to be preceded by have or has. I being a singular, you are using have. I've had my lunch. It means that I have just had my lunch. Similarly, we can say she has had her lunch. Now we move to next aspect, perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous. As the name indicates, it is a combination of present perfect and continuous. In the present perfect continuous, the main verb that we are going to use is present participle, that is VING form. We have to give two helping verbs to these. One helping verb will be in have form. In the present tense, it can be either has or have depending on the subject. In addition, you have to give been, which is the past participle form of the be form. The tense is indicated by have or has. The perfect is indicated by been, which is past participle form of be. The continuous is indicated by VING form. Present perfect continuous is equal to have or has plus been plus present participle VING. Where do we use present perfect continuous? We have to use present perfect continuous while referring to an action that started in the past, continued for some time, and is still going on. For that, we will use present perfect continuous. An action from the past still going on. For that, we have to use present perfect continuous. What is the difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous? When I say, I am watching TV, I am talking only about my watching TV at that point of time. It is in present continuous. When I say, I have been watching TV for 2 hours, it means that the action started 2 hours back, continued for 2 hours, and it is now continuing, and it is in the present perfect continuous. So, a present continuous will not have or been as helping verbs. We can say present continuous is equal to any of the helping verb am or is or are plus present participle VING. But for present perfect continuous, we use any one of the helping verb have or has plus another helping verb been plus present participle VING. I have been working here for 10 years. Have plus been plus present participle of work is working. It means that I started working here 10 years back, worked for 10 years, and I'm still working here. People have been queuing here since morning. She has been living in Australia for 1 year. We have been discussing your problem for a number of years. We have been trying for some time. In all these sentences, we are using present perfect continuous. The action was started in the past and it is still going on. When we use present perfect continuous, most of the time we use either for or since. When we talk about the duration, we use for. I have been doing this job for 3 months. Here, we are talking about the duration of the action. When you are referring to the duration of the action, we have to use for. She has been working here for 6 months. I have been writing this project for 2 days. For duration, you have to use for. If I am going to say from which point the work has been going on, we have to use since. I have been working on this project since last month. I have been working here since 1980. We use since when we refer to the time at which the action started. We have to use for when we talk about the duration. I have been waiting since 2 o'clock. That means I started waiting at 2 o'clock and I am still waiting here. The baby has been crying since 1:30. It means that the baby started crying at 1:30 and it is still crying. I have been crying for you for 30 minutes. Here, it's the duration that is referred to. So now, we have seen the 4 aspects. Let us sum up where to use the 4 aspects. We use simple aspect in the present tense to refer to a habitual action. We use continuous aspect in the present tense to refer to an action that is in progress. We use perfect aspect in the present tense to refer to an action completed at some point in the past. We use perfect continuous aspect in the present tense to refer to an action that started in the past, continued, and it is still continuing. Now, looking into the verbs underlined, can you say what aspect of present tense is it? I play chess. The verb play is VO or root verb, so it is a simple present tense sentence. I am now playing chess. Be form of helping verb am and playing is present participle of main verb play, so it is a present continuous tense. I have just played chess in a tournament. Have form of helping verb have and past participle or VED form of main verb play, and it is a present perfect tense. I have been playing chess since I was 10. Again, have is the present tense of have form and been is past participle of be form, and Playing is the present participle of main verb play. It is a present perfect continuous. Now, you look at the following sentences. You identify the aspect. You have to find out why that aspect is used. Presently, I am working with Mr. Rackins. What is the aspect here? The aspect is continuous. How do you know? You are using present participle working and there is a helping verb am and you have also an indicator presently. My mother goes to Kerala every year. What is the aspect? The aspect is simple. How do you know? You have only one verb goes. My mother being singular, you are using goes VS form. You have another indicator here every year. That means it is a regular habitual action. She has lost her job. We don't know at what point of time the action is performed, but it is still relevant. It is a present perfect tense. What are the indicators? Lost, past participle of lose, and the helping verb here is has. It has been functioning well for some time. Here, it is in the present perfect continuous tense, an action that is started in the past and continuing even now. Now, I am going to give you some sentences. You try to tell me whether the sentence is correct or incorrect. If it is incorrect, you have to explain why it is wrong. She is writing her diary every night. Is it correct or incorrect? You can see that the action referred to here is a habitual regular action. She has the habit of writing a diary every night. When you refer to a habitual action, you have to use only simple aspect. But in this sentence, we have used continuous aspect. So this is an incorrect sentence. It should be, she writes her diary every night. I attend to your work now. Is it correct or incorrect? Are we to use simple present here or continuous? You have an indicator in the sentence now. That means that the action is now in progress. When the action is in progress, you have to use continuous aspect. But in this sentence, we have used simple aspect. So this is wrong. So for continuous aspect, we need to use be form, helping verb is, are, am. Since it is first person singular, we need to use am. And we need to use present participle for the verb attend, which is attending. So the correct sentence is, I am attending to your work now. She finished the work just now. Again, wrong usage. You have an indicator just. That means that the action is over and the action has been completed just now. So, you have to use only present perfect. For present perfect, we need to use have form. And she is third person singular. So, we need to use has as the helping verb. The correct sentence is, she has finished the work just now. She is suffering from migraine since morning. So here, you have an action that started in the past, continuing in the present. You have to use present perfect continuous and not continuous. For present perfect continuous, we use have form, has the helping verb. Here, she is third person singular. So, we need to use has as the have form of helping verb. And the other helping verb will be past participle of be form, which is been. And the main verb suffer will be in present participle form, which is suffering. So the correct sentence is, she has been suffering from migraine since morning. She has made elaborate preparations yesterday. Again, it is wrong. You have yesterday. That means that you have to use only past form of the verb, which we will study later. You can't use present perfect in this context. She has made elaborate preparations. Past tense. Now we go to the second tense, past tense. Past tense, as the name indicates, refers to a past action. The four aspects in the past are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. We will begin with simple past. In the simple past, we are going to use the past form of the verb, what we have termed as VED. Normally, we form a past tense of a verb by addition of ed to the base form of the verb. Past tense is equal to verb plus ed or VED form. Example, kill plus ed, killed. Past, wanted, served, visited, marked, loved. Since most of the verbs form their past by the addition of ed, we call them regular verbs. They are also called weak verbs. The other verbs which do not fall in this category are called irregular verbs. The irregular forms are of two types. First type of verbs which indicate the past by change in the vowel. For example, verb drive, past form drove. Verb write, past form wrote. Verb swim, past form swam. Verb break, past form broke. Verb sing, past form sang. Now, these are the verbs which change the tense by a change of its vowel. But there are other irregular verbs like the verb go. Its past tense is went. It's not formed by adding ed or changing the vowel. Some verbs of this type. Base form go. Past form will be went. Base form eat. What will be the past form? Ate. Base form see. Again, the past form is saw. Base form bring. Now the past form is brought. These are other kind of irregular verbs. You have another type also, where the verbs do not show any change at all. Base form put. Past form is also put. Base form read. Past form is read. Base form is shut. Past form again is shut. Base form is spread. Past form again there is no change. Spread again. In the case of read, the past form of read is read, though you will be spelling it as R-E-A-D. It has to be pronounced as read only and not read. We can use auxiliaries have form, be form, and do form in the past tense. Remember VED form or past form of have is had. Past form or a VED form of be form is was and were. For singular nouns, we use was. For plural nouns, we use were. Past form or VED form of do is did. I will give you some examples here. I was a teacher here. We were players. We had a big house in Calcutta. And then, what can I say? We did whatever we were asked to do. In these instances, an auxiliary verb was, were, had, did are being used as main verb. Can you see it? We use simple past to refer to an action that happened in the past. We will see some examples. I went to my native place yesterday. I read this book yesterday. She wrote an appealing letter to her dad. When I was young, I lived in this place. I stayed with my sister. Gandhi spent many years in South Africa. Now, you have to realize the difference between present perfect and simple past. Now, let's observe this example. Have you read this novel by Dickens? Now it is in the present perfect tense because it has have as auxiliary and past participle of verb read, which is read. We can say, I have read this novel by Dickens. It's in present perfect tense. Don't you think so? You can also say, I read this novel last month. This sentence is in simple past tense. It is as simple as that. So, when you're not giving the time, it can be in the present perfect. Once the time is specified, it has to be in the past. Also, in a simple past tense, main verb or lexical verb is independent. That is, it will not take any helping verbs or the helping verb will be the main verb, like we saw already. But a present perfect tense cannot exist without a helping verb. Because you have seen present perfect tense is equal to have or has plus past participle VEN. You can understand this by these examples. Never mind. I've had my dinner, which is in present perfect tense. I had my dinner by 11:30. It is in simple past tense. This director has produced 7 films. Now, this is in present perfect tense. The last film he produced was Ravana, which is in simple past tense. Don't you think so? You can say that Pankaj has won a medal. This is in present perfect tense. If we specify the time, then it should be in simple past. Pankaj won a medal in 2010 Asian Games. Now, look at these sentences. Observe the main verb and the helping verbs if it's there and identify what tense it is. Usually, I shave every day. It is in simple present tense. I shaved yesterday. This is in simple past tense. I was very busy this morning. Now, what do you think the tense is? Simple past tense. I'm shaving now. This is in present continuous tense. I have never remained unshaven like this. Present perfect tense. I have been shaving for 15 minutes. It is in the present perfect continuous tense. So now, we have used all the forms that we have seen so far. I have never seen a tiger, but I saw one last week. Present perfect plus simple past. I like only classical novels. What do you think this is? Simple present tense. Let me give you another example. My wife likes only pulp fiction. This is in simple present tense. I read a detective novel last week. I enjoyed it. Now, what tense it is? Past tense and past tense, which is read and enjoyed. I am now reading another one. Now, this is in present continuous tense. I have never read a novel like this. This is in present perfect tense. Let me give you another example. I appreciate the taste of my wife. Simple present tense. I believe in hard labor. Simple present tense again. I worked hard on a project. Simple past tense. I expected good appreciation. Simple past tense again. I have not got it so far. Present perfect tense. Now, let me give you another example. I am not giving up hope. This is in present continuous tense. Hard work always pays. Simple present tense. Now, we move to the next aspect, continuous.